Each center has a permit that describes the kinds of waste that are acceptable for collection. All centers are permitted to take household garbage. A large number of the centers have permits to collect used oil, antifreeze, latex paint, tires, metals, and other recyclables such as paper, glass, and aluminum. Centers are not allowed to take medical wastes, pesticides, fuels, or bulk liquids. Household hazardous wastes are collected during special events held in cooperation with the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation, also known as TDEC, or at permanent facilities in the larger counties. If your center is not equipped to accept wastes, such as paint or used oil, be ready to provide customers with the date of the next scheduled household hazardous waste collection day in your county. The same holds true for tires, appliances, and other specific types of waste. The customer needs to know where and when they can dispose of these materials. Otherwise, these items may end up dumped illegally. Also, be on the lookout for other types of waste that you cannot accept. A sign listing the unacceptable items is very helpful. Again, be prepared to tell the customer where and when they can legally dispose of these types of items. Recycling can save your county money, and it helps protect the environment because it saves energy and reduces landfilling. If your center is permitted to collect household recyclables, part of your job is to aid the public in properly sorting recyclable materials. You have to know what recyclables your county accepts and how those materials have to be stored. Proper signs help, along with polite but firm insistence that customers place materials in the correct bins. Keep other items that are segregated for recycling, such as electronics and lead-acid batteries, on pallets or in appropriate boxes. And keep them in areas where they will not be exposed to rain. If your center is approved to accept paint, you have to be able to identify and handle several different types of paint. Latex paints are newer household paints that are water or latex-based. Lead-based paints are hazardous. They are no longer sold in stores but can still show up when people throw out old paint. They must be disposed of at a household hazardous waste collection day. Oil-based paints, hobby paints, and other varnishes can be temporarily stored on site if your permit allows. Check with your supervisor and make sure you understand how to handle these items. A paint storage area must be clearly labeled and separate from regular household waste. All collected paint must be stored under cover and on pallets or raised surfaces. Latex paints can often be reused or given away, but if you don't have a reuse program, paint can be solidified, which means dried out. The dried paint can be disposed of in regular municipal waste. If your center is permitted to accept automotive fluids, you must have an approved and properly maintained container for used oil. Spills of automotive fluids can quickly contaminate water, so a proper spill prevention program is critical. A spill prevention program includes proper location of a stable tank, plus a secondary containment system. Storage tanks for used oil must be in good condition. This means they must be covered on an impermeable surface, have no severe rusting, have no bulging or major dents, have no leaks, and have proper labeling with the words used oil, and be regularly inspected and cleaned. If a leak does occur, you must be able to stop the leak, contain the spill, clean up the spill, and properly manage the cleanup materials. Always have a spill containment kit nearby and routinely inspect your system for corrosion or leakage. Also, consider applying for a TDEC grant to upgrade or improve the containment and spill prevention system at your center. It's also important to keep your used oil collection area clean to avoid oil contamination caused by rainwater runoff. Refrigerators, freezers, and air conditioners all contain Freon. Federal law requires that the Freon be removed from these appliances before they can be recycled for their metals. Different convenience centers have different procedures for removing Freon. Check with your supervisor and make sure you understand how to handle these items. If your center takes gas cylinders, they must be stored in a well-ventilated area away from heavy traffic. Propane cylinders must be stored upright and on a sturdy flat surface such as concrete or other non-flammable material that will not collect water. They must be stored outdoors and away from any source of ignition.